Hello everybody, this is Ken Faulkner, and I got a bunch of knives to do a video on. Bunch of knives. It's the end of the year, 2024 is just about over, so I thought I'd do not a full collection video. Knives that I bought or got, because there's a few that I won, a few that I've been given in 2024. If you ever started doing something and we're sorry that you got started on it. I think we all have, right? We've all been there. We've all done that. It seemed like a great idea when I started out. If you know from watching the channel, I got this spreadsheet that I keep all this information on all my knives. So I keep track of everything. I have about 300 knives, probably not quite 300 in the collection so far. So I thought, man, there's no way I can do the whole collection anymore. It's just gotten too big, gotten too out of hand. I mean, I could, but no, it's too much. It's too much. So, I started going through and figuring out, okay, 2024, how am I going to figure this out? My memory is not great, not great. So I went through videos that I've done on this channel and on the previous channel since the beginning of 2024. And at first it was fun. It was kind of fun to see all the ones that I've done and all that, kind of trip down memory lane. But, I've really been seriously collecting, I mean, like this kind of collecting since 2020. So it's been about 4 years. But when I got through with this list, I had 93 knives. So about a third of my entire collection has been just in this 1 year. So I'm finding out a lot of things about myself. This has been a journey of, learning about what I've been doing this last year. I knew I was kind of out of control. I knew things were kind of wild. Definitely spent a lot more money on knives, even though I keep telling myself, oh, I'm going to save up and buy more expensive knives. Well, I'll tell you what, I have bought, because I have cases, and one of them's a premium case, so it's $150 and up, and that thing is probably more than half empty now, and things just, yeah, and then you start to really realize and maybe think about, what am I doing here? But anyway, we're going to go through these. I am not going to talk about every knife. I'm going to give you the name of it. I'm going to show it to you. And I'm going to move on. Because when I get, even just on my recent just slip joints only video, that went on for 45 minutes. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that this time. It's just this little discussion in the first part. And speaking of first part, I'm doing 2 parts. Because this is half of the knives. Plus one that I can't figure what. I knew I got it out of the case. I knew I had it in the pile. You saw the thumbnail. That's the pile of everything. And then in separating them out into 2 groups, I have no idea where it is. And I'm just tired. I got to get this done. It's getting late. So anyway, enough of this crazy talk. We're going to start grabbing knives. Start talking about them. We got them in alphabetical order just to make it easy. Got them all arranged here, starting with an Am8 Knives, the Morad from Am8 Knives. There you go. Just a quick view of it. If you want to see more details on any of these, I've done videos on all of these knives. So you might have to go back to the other channel to see some of them, because I've only been doing it on this channel for about 3 months. American Blade Works. Button lock, titanium version. This is the Model 1 button lock. Arcane Designs. So obviously it's in alphabetical order by brand, not by the name of the knives. Arcane Designs. The Plexus. I know some of these knives deserve more time, but like I said, you can always go back to the videos. This is a Armed Force Tactical. This is one that doesn't have a video, actually. Armed Force Tactical. Okay. Oh, the name of the Armed Force Tactical was a 236 BK, whatever that means. Artisan Cutlery, Great White. Artisan Cutlery, Great White. Artisan Cutlery, Valor. And part of this alphabetical kind of gets you an idea of what brands I bought more of, you know, so like 2 from Artisan Cutlery. Everything else has been just 1 from that brand, not in my overall collection, but in 2004. Aurora Knife and Tool. The Truffles. Truffles the knife. Truffles the knife. Best Tech Knives. It's the Ascot from Best Tech Knives. Now you can kind of see a trend, maybe, because everybody's got, in their collecting, they got personality of what they like. And there's going to be, in my collection, there's definitely going to be a wide range. There's going to be big knives, small knives, different types of materials, different price ranges. It is a kind of a wild ride for this collection. So we're on to Blackwater Knife Company. The Schnook. The Schnook Pistachio. The Schnook Pistachio. Pistachio because of the the handle. Different versions had different names. Blackwater Knife Company. Again, the Wildfire. Again, Wildfire, that handle. But this is the Bonefish, is the model. Boker. This is the Magnum Lockback. Magnum Lockback from Boker. Still sticking with the B's, we got Beyond EDC. This one is the Riverwolf from Beyond EDC. All right, moving on to the C's. I'm going to adjust my spreadsheet because you know I'm not remembering all these names. So I'm reading them off. Case. Sodbuster Jr. From Case. Sodbuster Jr. So far we've had a lot of modern folders. We've had slip joints. And we've had some sort of like slip joints. Chavez. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Chavez is the next one. Redention 229 with the kickstop. Kickstop disappears when you open it up. The little kickstop logo there. Reappears when you close it and disappears. Doesn't show down here. Next we have Gillette knives. If you don't recognize that one, it's a lesser known. I didn't know about it. It's my only custom in the group. So Gillette does custom knives. And this one is called the... I actually worked on the action on this one. It's much better. Took it apart and kind of tuned it up a little bit. It's the Model V1 from Gillette Knives. Really liking that knife. Much better now that I kind of got that dialed in. All right. Chris Reeves Knives in Cosi. It's the 3.5 version. The large. In Cosi from Chris Reeves Knives. One of those premium knives bought this year. And then a Civivi back into the budgets. This is the Anthropos. And this one was designed by what's his name? Same one that did the Plexus with Elijah Isham. Kind of went through a phase of collecting, and I still am. If I find another one that I don't have, got quite a few of his designs. Okay, Civivi Kronos. So this is a kind of a combination of Kronos knives that's on their website, but they take the Civivi brazen and then they do their Kronos thing on it and kind of make it their own. The brazen from Kronos. Next, we got two of these. CJRB. I couldn't find these for this one. These also don't have videos. I don't believe they do. And I'm planning on putting these in giveaways. That's the reason why I bought them. They're called the Chip. So we got one that's the dagger. And it comes in this kind of cool little case. And one that is a cleaver. Very cute little knives. Great for a little giveaway. Just a little fun thing to add in there. I'll be getting one of those going next year, January. Still got to collect some more stuff. Don't have enough things yet, but I do definitely have some things already like those two guys. Cold Steel. Frenzy. This is a recent addition. So, yeah, you wouldn't have to go too far back to see this video. The Frenzy. Another Cold Steel. This is the 8010. My second version I actually gave away the first one after I bought this one. This has got the regrind on it from Satu Dave, who is now Barefoot Bruisers. So if you watch his channel and you didn't see one of his more recent ones, he changed his name to Barefoot Bruisers because he's not as into the Satus as he used to be. He's more into custom stuff now, and Satus is more production, so he felt it was only right. All right, next one, Custom Knife Factory. The Evo 3.0, another majorly premium knife for me. The Evo 3.0 from CKF, Custom Knife Factory. Definitely a lot of stuff in this year's buying frenzy that I never thought I would be getting this year. This is from Dagger. This one's called the Dagger, the Resident. It's actually looking for the Parrot, which is a much bigger version from them that they sold out at Blade Show. They had a booth this year, so I picked this little guy up. Very cool. Little knife. The Dagger Resident. Damn Designs. Hades. Got this on the secondary. Damn Design Hades. I actually have two of these. One's an older version. Has a different kind of shape to the clip. A little longer and more aggressive. But this has got the titanium instead of the G10, which is on the older one that I have. So this was this year. All right, keep on moving. I hate to pile up my knives, but this is just too many knives. Well, not too many. You know, there's no such thing. DVO Knives. This one is the Lush. And it's got that 80s carbon fiber. It's the one that sold out the first time around. This is a second drop of them from traditional pocket knives. The Lush. Okay, let me adjust my list a little bit. We're getting through it. This is part one. Hopefully this is not going to be too long of a video, and I'll have part two, which will be about the same, coming up tomorrow. This is the day after Christmas right now when I'm taping it. It'll probably upload late because it's late because I had to do all this prep to get it all ready. So you may not see it until the day after Christmas. And you may see both of them on the same day if you want to watch them all. Only 16 minutes so far, though. Not too bad because I'm not blabbing so much. Another DVO Knives. The Nip. This is the one the girlfriend just fell in love with. And I cannot deny her when she wants a knife because it doesn't happen that often. And she also puts up with me. So if I were to say no, what would that have? What kind of impact would that have on my ability to do videos and to collect? So the Nip, the purple one. All right. Moving on. Done with the DVO. Moving to Doug Micarta. Doug Micarta. No. Doug Markita. Not Micarta. Markita. Big fan of Forged in Fire. Just watching some on YouTube. They got a bunch of them if you're interested. I was watching some earlier today. This is his, what's it called? The Grande Fratello. And this is a limited edition from Blade Show. Box came in, was signed by Doug Markita himself. I'm never going to get that right. So, anyway. Big old monster knife. There you go. All right. Moving on. We're moving on. Where are we? EMP EDC. Man, I was so glad to get this one this year. EMP EDC. This one is the Nimble W. Nimble W. Bought it on the secondary. Always had hard time finding them, getting them when they drop because they sell so fast. So super happy to have that one in the collection. Next, Eutectic. Couple from Eutectic. First one is the Binary, which is actually the third one that I bought. Second one I bought this year. I'm a sucker for these. Big size, 4-finger choil, great action. Just a sucker. These are made by these are Eutectic knife brands, the Leon Ma budget brand. And then this is the EFD, which stands for Everyday Field Carry. EFD, Everyday Field. Hang on. EFD. Everyday Field Duty. Sorry, Field Duty. Yeah, Field Duty being one of his premier knives that I've always wanted but never was able to get. So I got the Eutectic brand for way less, like a fifth of the price. Okay, now we're on my final row, and we are moving into, and you notice that some of these are older knives, and some of these are newer knives. Here's one of the newer knives from Monster. This is the Aurora Rays from Monster. And it really doesn't look like a budget knife to me. But that's why I was so interested in picking it up, because it's got some nice titanium, and I really like the pattern. And it had this this kind of a Shiro Goroff vibe to it. Raise Finch. Actually, only Finch in the collection. There's a lot of them this year. I was buying knives that were from brands that I didn't have in the collection, just to get a chance to check them out. Finch is always a knife that's a little bit small for a modern folder, but they kind of look a little bit more like a traditional, like a slip joint-ish kind of look. This is one of their bigger ones. This one is the Hellfire Voodoo from Finch. Next, another newer one. This is from Fintiso. It's the Apollo. The Fintiso Apollo. A recent pickup. Next is a GEC. I don't know how many. I've done a couple slip joints. GEC. This one is the R.C. Reisner Indian Head. Hang on a second. It's got a big long name. The R.C. Reisner Indian Head Engineer. I think engineer is the pattern. So it's got 2 blades. 2 for the price of 1. Another one that's first time getting one of these in my collection. Next, another one. Giant mouse. This is the Ace Biblio XL, and I did not have any giant mouses before this year in my collection. They tend to be smaller as well, and that's kind of a thing that is not a deal breaker, but it does tend to, especially for higher end, more expensive knives, even though this one's not all that expensive, they get passed up a little. As the price goes up, they tend to fit more in my favorite category, which is the larger knives. This is the, let me see if I can pronounce the name of this one. It's a Japanese knife. The company is called Higo no Kami, and it's just called the folding knife. So it's more of a friction folder. It really is a friction folder, no spring on it. So you got friction that's holding it open, and also this little tab. So when you hold it like this, you can hold that tab, and it keeps it open. All right. Next. Hinderer. This is the Project X from Hinderer. Project X from Hinderer. Another expensive one. Like I said, 93 knives. I don't think I'm going to tell you how much I spent on knives this year, but I can do that with my spreadsheet. But it's kind of like a walk of shame thing. It's a lot of money. Parts of the year, I really had more money to spend. Towards the end, and I've been kind of moaning and groaning about it, but I haven't had so much to spend on knives towards the end of the year. So we'll see what happens next year. It may slow down. We may have a major slowdown. But fortunately, I got this big collection to go through, and I've been showing a lot of them over again from the older ones that I've had for a while. This is the Jack Wolf Knives. This is the Midnight Fix EDC. So this was his first and so far only fixed blade. It's definitely a smaller fixed blade, the 3-finger. But Jack Wolf, if you know how much of a fanboy I am, then you know I had to get one. Next is another Jack Wolf knife from this year. This one is the Midnight Jack. Jack Wolf Knives. and another Jack Wolf. So I think this is the only one so far with 3 from the same company in 1 year. And this one again is another one. It's not the only one. They have 2, Gunslinger and this one. This one is the Bionic Jack. So this is the second one, as far as I think I'm right on that. Second one that is a locking knife from Jack Wolf. And I did really want to get the Gunslinger, but I just never pulled the trigger. Pardon the pun. But yeah, I was happy to pick this one up. I really like the handle material, the scales on this one. Not the scales, the covers. Well, I guess it's scales because now it's a locking. I don't know. I know in the slip joint world they call them covers. Fin rear from Concept. It's the fin rear. I got to move up. I'm almost done with part 1. The first half. So Concept. I got to make sure I don't call it Concept. Concept fin rear. This is the concept version, because they recently put out the tenable version. It's a little more premium with the titanium here. And anyway, a lot of people are really happy to have those more reasonably priced versions. Goblin XL. This is one of the ones that I got on a sale. A lot of times, what motivates buying. There's a couple things that motivate buying for me. Going to shows, I end up coming home with a whole bunch of knives, and also finding a great deal, or a secondary, like a used knife that comes up that I've been wanting for a long time, or just a very cool knife for a price that I just can't pass up. I really should stop smearing my fingerprints all over this and wipe it with a cloth. Goblin XL. Always like the Goblin. XL, even better for me. And staying almost done. Katua. First Katua in the collection. This is the Telson. Katua. Really cool. Katua. And probably the most recent purchase in this collection, in this part of the collection, the Momo. The Momo from Kaiser. Kaiser Momo. Video on this one just days ago. And last but not least, in part 2 or part 1 of this 2024, what I bought in 2024 collection is the Mystic. The Mystic from Kaiser. All right. Looks like we're going to wrap it up in less than a half hour, guys. There'll be more to come. I'm sure I'll have more of my, random comments coming up in the second part. And hopefully this is a little more bite-sized for you guys because it would have been an hour if I'd done the whole thing. All right. Well, thanks for putting up with this. If you've gone through the whole thing, I found it interesting and painful in a way. But it's been fun, I guess. It really has been. But it's a lot of knives. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next one tomorrow.